It is so surprising that people are not talking about this. It seems so obvious. You may think this is a wild coincidence, but I assure you, it's not. XDefiant released on May 21st, 2024. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was teased and officially announced to be the next COD on May 23rd, 2024, 2 days after XDefiant released. Now, any naysayer could easily point out that this could easily be coincidental, and that COD was already planning to do this, and XDefiant had a surprise release planned on that date. However, I think that this goes obviously much deeper than surface-level observations. I also think that there's a reason that perhaps XDefiant was maneuvering unpredictably, because they knew they'd be a formidable competitor as they stand for everything that players that hate modern COD support, the main example being the lack of skill-based matchmaking. What's funny about this date selection is mainly its inconsistency with how COD has been rolling for the past couple years. Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 3 were all teased in the August of the year they were released. The only exceptions to this rule were Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2, both of which obviously had a heavy hype train after being a huge reboot to the Modern Warfare series, and its sequel, which would obviously warrant them wanting to start the hype train early. However, no Black Ops title has ever been suddenly announced out of nowhere, unprompted. Every time a newer Black Ops title has come out, which includes Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, and Black Ops Cold War, there are always huge teasers and marketing strategies to build up the hype for the game before the name is announced and gameplay is revealed. For Black Ops 3, there were links available to investigate on Snapchat on April 9th, 2015, and then on April 26th, the game was officially announced. For Black Ops 4, the game was first leaked by Eurogamer, then Charlie Intel leaked that it was probably Black Ops 4. And then, believe it or not, James Harden, the NBA player, was spotted wearing a hat with the Black Ops 4 logo on it, and later he revealed that it was advertising for the game. And I'm actually not kidding, that really happened. Then after this, on March 8th, 2018, the game was officially teased, and the official reveal event was on May 17th of the same year, which name-dropped the game. Black Ops Cold War involved sending large content creators loot boxes with ciphers and different puzzles and objects on August 10th, 2020, that ultimately led to a website. Once all the ciphers were solved, the teaser trailer was officially revealed on August 19th. So the last 3 Black Ops games, regardless of their timing, were only ever name-dropped and announced after the hype was built up over multiple teasers. Keep that in mind. We've never had a name-dropped, officially announced Black Ops title until it was teased at least once, and at least a week had passed since the teaser. However, Black Ops 6 was officially revealed and name-dropped on May 23rd, and was only ever vaguely teased once on May 22nd, when COD released vague videos of a bunch of national monuments being vandalized. So the first and only teaser was only 1 day before the official reveal, and much more notably, it was 1 day after XDefiant came out. So not only has COD revealed Black Ops 6 completely out of nowhere, they also teased the game 1 day after XDefiant's launch. And the day after that, they completely announce it. No building hype, barely any teasing at all, and we're just handed the official announcement with no build-up like they've consistently had without failure in their recent and even distant history. This is completely out of character for Activision. Normally, there's some more marketing and teasing involved before the game drops, but as soon as XDefiant released, the teaser and the announcement dropped right after. This suggests that Call of Duty might actually be somewhat afraid of XDefiant and what it stands for, since so many gamers were looking for a good fast-paced arcade shooter with no bad matchmaking that actually listens to the player base. The completely uncharacteristic, almost panic-stricken and sudden announcement that the next Black Ops game is coming out in the classic dark propaganda, black and orange themed fashion is very telling that they're probably really nervous. This thematic approach is highly recognizable and nostalgic for any COD fan that has experienced a true Black Ops title, besides Cold War that doesn't count. Something that would stir the hype and perhaps drag the attention away from XDefiant, getting players excited for another long-awaited Black Ops title. What else I find extremely interesting is that as sudden as this announcement was, so was XDefiant's release. After the server test, it wasn't long until we got a release date announced to us, which was a shock all on its own. I'm sure a lot of us expected to wait a few more months for bug fixes from the server test, but they said it went well and decided to get the game moving only a few weeks after the final open playtest. It's almost as if XDefiant, in their known competition with Call of Duty, was trying to be unpredictable in order to not be snuffed out by the annual COD cycle. The timing of of the playtest to the release date was highly unpredictable. And not only that, the fact that COD hadn't posted any new teasers about Black Ops 6 already by the time the playtest was out was uncharacteristic for COD as well, given that whenever they announce games, they tease them at least a week in advance. But XDefiant just suddenly decided to have a final playtest and quickly release, where COD was probably caught with their pants down. So they had no choice but to throw everything they had at the release of XDefiant, and not just everything I've already mentioned, but also the start of Season 4 of Modern Warfare 3, which is absolutely chock full of content, which is hilariously quite out of character. Also, let's not forget, what happened to Black Ops Gulf War? Are we just going to ignore the fact that this IP was leaked ages ago and kept on reportedly leaking kill streaks and weapons? Now, I get that rumors obviously aren't going to be confirmed true or false unless Activision actually announces that this would be the next title, but it's just funny how by this time last year, we already knew that Modern Warfare 3 would be on the way, and the leaks didn't really point us in the wrong direction. But now, we've had leaks for a game called Black Ops Gulf War for a long while, and it all turned out to be hogwash somehow. But let's not forget that the current climate of the arcade FPS market, which is arguably the most popular PvP genre, has just had a total uproar because of XDefiant. There were two back-to-back Black Ops titles originally coming out for the next 2 years, Gulf War and then a sequel to Black Ops 2. At least that's what the leaks suggested. However, now we're getting Black Ops 6, which, judging by recent teasers, is obviously going to be set in the 90s, given key details, like a frame with a date in it and Bill Clinton featured as a main visual throughout it. So does that mean that they've rebranded Black Ops Gulf War as Black Ops 6? The Gulf War happened in the early 90s, so it's not far-fetched at all to speculate that this game is set in the Gulf War, which also follows the Cold War perfectly. Either way, what I'm theorizing is that they dropped the Black Ops Gulf War IP and instead replaced it with Black Ops 6, which has the classic Black Ops feel, in order to compete with XDefiant's apparent success and huge release. They need to throw every possible nostalgia bait in order to compete with XDefiant. COD has never seen competition quite so similar to itself, and also that simply has better practices and more integrity than COD itself does. Either way, there is no way that the teaser and reveal came out so fast, contrary to what normally happens right after XDefiant launches. COD is scared of XDefiant, and we gotta keep speaking up and pushing the envelope so that COD will change. Now, unfortunately, the one thing I don't expect to see is Activision doing anything regarding changing their matchmaking, like going the way of XDefiant and removing a skill measurement from public lobbies. So even though we may get a cool Black Ops title with the classic Black Ops aesthetic, we're still going to have to deal with the same matchmaking and corporate greed we've been dealing with for 6 years at this point. So nothing is going to be different. Every game is still going to be stressful. Nothing is going to be fun to do. The game's going to cater to casuals super hard, and it's going to be all about the microtransactions and money, just like it was last time. So don't get overhyped for this game. I don't care how much like an old Black Ops title it looked. It's going to have the same garbage unless they specifically communicate that it's going to be different. Until then, show XDefiant support for what they stand for, regardless of any issues like the hit reg or the servers. Look, I can't stand it either, but at least the game stands for what's good, and Mark Rubin is super transparent. And once it's actually fixed, the game is going to go from enjoyable to over-the-top fun. So let's keep it coming. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Prime Pete. Take it easy.